Right, and we are live. So what's going on, right? Well, I want to give you a little bit of a background why I am doing this. So the key idea behind this is that when I started out making videos on LinkedIn, one of the main principle that I stood by was to be as authentic as possible. Meaning, if you were to see me in person and you would compare me with the person that you see on video, you would experience that it's about the same person, right? And so the key idea behind that really is to be as authentic as possible. Why is that so? Because I just want to be the same person as you see. But one of the things that kind of bugs me was that what happens if I go all out, right? What happens if I go all in and I just be absolutely transparent with what exactly is happening? So I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days and I thought, what the heck? So just do this. So the reason why I'm doing this is as follows. It's very simple. Right now, I was just sharing with my wife that right now I'm feeling like when I first started my consulting practice some 14 years ago. Because when I first started out my consulting practice, especially when I was working with the schools, one of the main thing that I did was I was extremely innovative because at the point in time I didn't have I didn't have much money and I was really wanting to make that work. And so as a result of that, I decided to do whatever it takes to kind of work towards that goal of creating a consulting practice and starting that consulting practice myself. What happened was I was incredibly innovative because I certainly did a lot of things wrong, or the things that I didn't quite get me the result that I wanted. But the one thing that I did really was phenomenal because it helped me grow by 350% in terms of number of clients within 6 months. And so I've decided to do this because right now I'm at this stage that I feel that everything has changed, right? Because with COVID-19 and all the stuff that's coming out here, everything has changed. And it has changed the way we live, it's changed the way we socialize, it's going to change the way we work if it hasn't already. And it's definitely going to change the way our customer interact with our brands. And and so I feel that this is the best time, and where people are still debating whether to do it or not, I've decided to go all in. And so what I mean by going all in is that I've just made a promise to myself. And every time I make a promise to myself, I almost immediately regret it. But I made a promise to myself, and the promise is simply this. The promise is to create or to live stream every single day on YouTube, because I believe that I want to share with anyone who wants to listen to, or anyone who's on this journey, anyone who's on this similar journey as I am, because I recognize that being an entrepreneur, especially for at a very early stage, right? Being an entrepreneur, it's incredibly lonely. It can be incredibly frustrating, frightening, and even depressing. And so, what I really want to do is to share with you all my all my joys, all my jubilation, the frustration. But more importantly, what I want to do is I'm in this process of learning because right now, whatever we're facing is unprecedented. And so no one could safely say that, this is something that they have been through, right? Because it's bullshit. No one has ever seen anything like that. We are constantly learning new things about the virus. We're constantly learning new ways of how this whole thing is going to pan out. And 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 I think we're going to continue to learn and to find out for ourselves. So the ones that I believe, the people who are going to win, I believe that the people who are going to win are going to be the one who are willing to take a, an amount of risk to be able to think differently and do something that other people would not do, but something that kind of fits into the new way of how things are going to be. So I think this has given us a great opportunity to constantly learn because, I mean, what we're going through now is unprecedented. No one, right? No one has been through something like this before. And so, what we can do right now is to learn as much as we can in the shortest period of time possible, learn as much as we can about the whole environment, learn as much as we can to equip ourselves with new mindset, new skill set, and also new tools so that we are able to operate in this new environment. And what we need to do is to learn as fast as we can, put it into practice, and then teach others. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, to be authentic would mean that I would share with you what I've tried, what I've done, what have succeeded, what has not worked the way I've intended it to be, and what are some of the new things that I have discovered. Because if everything that I am going to be learning over the next few weeks, it's nothing new, nothing surprises me, then obviously I'm not learning enough. So, my commitment to you is that I will be here every day to share what has happened on a daily basis, to give you a report, if you like, or to kind of fill you in of what's happening. And you can, of course, join me for free. But at some point in time, I want to say that because in this journey itself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build something really meaningful, something that I felt it's a calling of mine, something that I've been wanting to build for a long time. And so I want to build this publicly, and I also want to build it and to share with you what I've learned, what has worked, what I've put into practice, and what I think you can benefit from. And so I'm, I'm going to share it in this live stream. In addition to that, I have also the intention at some point in time to give you a behind the scene to kind of look over my shoulder of what I'm doing. And I'm thinking of putting that behind a patron relationship, meaning you become a patron of mine and I would then share with you, the inner works of what's going on behind that. And so if this is something that I don't know, I could probably break my own promise in just 3 days or just 2 days. I don't know. But the promise that I made to myself is that I'm going to be doing this every day until COVID-19 is over. Well, at least that's something that I've given myself a time frame to look at. Um, but what's more important is the following, right? I want to be learning new things. I want to be putting it to practice, and I want to be sharing with you. I want to be sharing with you as well as teaching you what I've done, what worked, what didn't work. And so I think it's going to be an incredible journey, you know, and and you can give me feedback and you can definitely join me and I'll be tweeting about it. I will be posting some of the snippets every day on LinkedIn as well. But my main focus is going to be streaming on YouTube. So, what is this thing that I'm building? Well, to give you a sense of it, it's the following. Ever since COVID-19 came into place, this idea of learning online has become the way to provide any form of training. That said, I've attended an enormous amount of training online, and I would say that many of them are not great. Some are outright boring, and some are just telling stories. So at the end of the day, where some people might take away something, the way that it's been structured, it's not optimal and not ideal for online delivery, right? I mean, you can go to a seminar in person and listen to stories and learn something from it. But in the online space, when in the online platform, when they're doing learning online, it's very different. And so what I've been wanting to build is I always believe that, especially in today's context, we all learn for a purpose. There is a purpose why we're learning something. We are learning something, especially as adult learners. We are learning something because we have a problem that we want to solve. That problem could be you want to get a job. The problem could be you want to get more subscribers on YouTube. The problem could be you want to get more customers, right? So there is a problem that we face and we want to solve that problem. And the thing is, most of us have been turning to online to kind of find solutions to that problem itself. However, we also have experienced that we spend an enormous amount of time or a lot of time are wasted just searching for what works. And arguably, you would have tried many things and it didn't work. And so what's going to happen is we are going to be doing that. We're going to be doing more of that in the time to come. And what I believe is that many of the people who are teaching online actually do not have training or the simple concept of how to transfer learning and how to equip whoever is learning from them the skill set so that they are able to perform a series of tasks in order to achieve the objective. And many of them are actually teaching what I call tactics, but not the principles, because you need both. And so what I've prepared to do and what I'm doing right now is I'm going to reinvent the way online learning is going to be. So we're going to cut out the BS. We're going to cut out the bullshit. We are going to cut through the chase. We're going to bring you what you need to know in a bite-sized format, something that you could consume and immediately solve a problem to that. And so that's the aim, right? And that aim itself actually comes in the form of a framework whereby based on theoretical and andragogy and pedagogy of online learning, I have developed that framework to help us develop curriculum or content to teach. But we are not academics. So we are not teaching for the purpose of teaching. What we're doing is we are teaching our prospective customers how we can help them solve their problem. Or to put it simply, we are teaching our prospective customers how they can solve their problems. And by doing so, that is the way that we are going to get customers to pay attention to us, because now more than ever, everyone is taking to live streaming on YouTube, on Facebook, and what have you. And many of us are spending an enormous amount of time watching them on this platform and going away wondering, what did I just watch in the last 10 minutes? And so what I like to promise is, or the way that I want to reinvent learning online is that we are not going to waste your time, because we want to build good relationship with you. B, we want to help you get results through our courses. And C, we want to demonstrate to you what it's like to do business with us. So we're here to run a business. We're not here to just build a personal brand or to become an influencer. No. We're here to do business. And the way that we want to do business is as follows. We want to teach you, the prospective customers, how to solve your problem. And we're going to do it in different ways. We're going to do it in ways that is going to help you achieve quick wins. Because when you get a quick win, you feel pumped. And when you feel pumped, that is when you want to move to the next level. And that's what makes it interesting. So I don't want you to spend your time watching me or the people I'm going to help and find out that you have just wasted 45 minutes of your life. You could have gone to bed, right? So I want to make sure that your time it's well invested, because to give you the solutions that you're looking for that would help you either make the first step in solving your problem or to understand where the problem is. And so that's the promise, right? So do I have a name for that? Yes, I do have a name for that. And that name is called Catalytic Courses. Why catalytic? Because it works as a catalyst. It's something that sparks the change in you, helping you to create that change in the process itself. So, if it's something to do with videos, we may give you some baseline thing to kind of start you off, because we understand that once you get over this threshold, this is where you are going to go to the next level, right? And so that's going to be the focus, and that's going to be the thing that I'm going to be building. And I'm going to be sharing with you what I've learned, what I've put into practice, and I'm going to teach you the same thing that I've done, right? It's up to you if you want to pick that up and to apply it to what you're doing, but that's the basis of it, right? So I want to keep every live broadcast just about under 20 minutes, unless things changes, but that's going to be my aim here. So the few things that I definitely want to do at the end of during the live stream itself is I want to share with you where you can find it. So you can head on down to Catalytic Course, right? And when you get to catalytic course, you will find out what does it mean to build a catalytic course. And then I'll show you what I've been building. I think this is going to be great. Maybe I'm going to embarrass myself. I don't know. Or maybe I will be a celebrated hero after this whole thing has blown over. Whatever the case may be, this is what I'm going to do. I've got a great webcam, which I think, it's going to change the game for me. And so with that, I'm going to end this live stream here today. Remember, check out catalyticcourse.com and find out what is a catalytic course and if that's something for you. All right. Cheers.